Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to another episode, I guess. Fireplace Chats with Jack. I'm Jack Talcott to share some of the things I feel like should be shared. And so to start today off, I want to present me as me. So I'd like you to join me as you in the here and now, right now of today. So I started doing some prayer silently before I hit go live, and I'll share my prayers. Please join me in prayer. You're not worshiping anything other than truth in the moment, but join me in prayer that I might be the vessel of communication that I hope to be, that I hope to become, that I might find the right words and say the right things so that the ears of others may receive what I'm offering. May God guide my words today. May your spirit guide your attention and allow us to share some time together again today. Because time is a valuable commodity, man. It's a gift that we take for granted. Our time alive, our time together, our time as ourselves, with ourselves, or with each other. I see many people taking their time on earth for granted. I used to do the same thing. And so today the conversation is about overcoming confusion. And so here's where I'm coming from. The Jack who's talking to you today, praying to find the right words. I live in this reality that it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it never really did, but my eyes became opened after I started seeking answers. I wanted to know what was true. And so then I came to realize that, there's truth in the religions. There's truth in the ancient philosophies. There's truth within each of us. The key is to discover what is within us, what is true within us. And the only way to know what is true is to escape confusion. I'm getting what I receive as genuine love, and then I get what I see as confusion. I identify confusion by the human reactions, the reactive human behavior, that primitive beast. That is confusion in form. So I'm going to get to the comments in a minute, but I allowed that to distract me. Who I am and where I'm coming from. So today, I'm living my life as me, and it is, my real life situation. There is no financial security. There is no social support system. There is just me. And each day I'm waking up filled with anticipation and excitement of what might happen. Starting this live stream, I'm filled with hopes and anticipation of those imagining who might join me. My present day, join Jack here and now. Because as I was pursuing my desires, and today was an interesting day of synchronicity for me. I allowed my temptations to take me to the store. I had a sweet, I allowed myself, this the thoughts of some plant-based ice cream, a little sweet tooth. I ended up going to the store, and in doing so, I met a man I admire. I received a blessing. I received some fellowship, and that irony, that I pay attention to what happens in my life, and it was kind of a confirmation of what I believe, is that the greater intelligence within us, that's beyond us, that invisible power that moves us, it uses the good and the bad. It uses our temptations, our desires, to control us through our thoughts. So I think, but I think the world is perfect. In its distorted, manipulative, offensive, destructive fashion, the world is perfect. Perfect for you and perfect for me and perfect for everyone else we know, so that we can figure out what to do with it. It's just perfect. It's just sitting there. The entire world is just sitting there waiting for us. So what do we do? Today, as I was driving in my car very comfortably, the comfort of transportation that we've got these days, no more horse and carriage, no more, bumpy roads. Dude, these vehicles, and my car is nothing new. I got a I got a 2008 Camry hybrid. That's another racket to discuss. Anyway, I'm driving down the road very comfortably, massaging my legs. Seriously, take advantage of the pleasures within your body in all the ways that you can, as often as you can. Dude, massage your legs, your hips, your back, your whatever you can. Get the tensions out of your body, and you feel better. And I was driving along the road in my comfort, fulfilling my desire for temptation, just filled with gratitude. Holy cows, I can't believe that I get to be me. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to worry about, a lot of stuff to get angry at. People around me, I got all sorts of people telling me I should be angry, I should be ashamed of myself, I should be afraid. There's people all around who are just confused as can be, man. Driving down the road, recognizing how blessed I am to be me, to be safe in this world with the comforts and the securities that God has allowed me to receive. I had tears running down my face. Driving down the car, looking like a fool, just tears of gratitude for no reason other than my imagination. Feels good to feel grateful. Golly geez, man, there's nothing better. And so then I started thinking about that. How is it? How is it I can drive down the road, tears of gratitude, even though publicly I'm mocked, I'm ridiculed? I got family that avoids me. How is it that I can convince myself to have gratitude as me and love being me? It's faith. My brothers and sisters, faith is the gift that we need to treasure. We need to discover it. We need to seek it. And the best thing is, faith is there. It is available for you to choose. And we all place our faith in different things. We place our faith in governments and dollars, in relationships. We place our faith in employers. What this society has not conditioned us to believe is have faith in you. But to have faith in you, you have to trust others to support you, to care for you, to help you. And in this world that profits from trauma and conflicts, never ending gaslighting and manipulation, it's all over the news, man. It's in the media. It's everywhere. The religions taught us right. We live in a world of deception. Only you can figure out you. Only you can overcome your confusion of being you. I've mentioned the words ego and spirit quite a bit. The ego is that which is you. It is the beast. It is the hunter-gatherer. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a fabulous tool for experience and creation. Our human bodies are a biological organism, like a technology for the purpose of experience. Life is a gift we have been graced with. Mom and dad were just mechanisms of production. We are all tools or instruments. So the difference is, the tools, they can run out of control. They can do a lot of damage. One of the most powerful tools we've been gifted is the power of words. I mean, I don't know the words in the Bible. I invited some people who have faith to join me. I'm not desperate for conversations, but I am confused. I'm still puzzled and amazed at the way that my presence and my words have caused so much confusion with so many people. And so I started this live stream not knowing what would happen, but I do still have great hopes for the future. And you know why? You know why I have so much faith and hope for the future? Because I've discovered who I am, and in discovering who I am, I learned of some amazing and fascinating, inspiring and strong and incredible people who are alive today. People like me, but in a different way. Paul Unslaved, Zetetic Warrior. You guys have become a couple of... And Wizard. Golly geez, man, that character Keith named Wizard. You guys are beautiful vessels of information, but golly geez, man. There's some inner work that I'm encouraging you to do to discover forgiveness and mercy and peace, inner peace. Inner peace is found and discovered right now as you. When we, in this world of satanic rule, using these concepts, not the whatever, in this realm of satanic rule of control, manipulation, deception, it's easy to develop habits. That's what our human bodies, the way we work, the way our mind and body work, it's so amazing. It's so perfectly designed. It's such a beautiful creation. Oh, golly geez. Hey, blessings. Sun-kissed, you're muted, my sister.
Oh, beautiful day. I turned my camera on so you can see it's me, but I'm going to turn it off, okay?
Please and thank you. Golly geez.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I couldn't help but hear you talk about, gratitude. And I have a question. Are you familiar with Dr. Masuro Emoto's work on free? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit with you because the energetic power of gratitude and love, that's the strongest frequency and vibration in our universe. It's the most powerful. And so when you were saying you were having tears of gratitude, I was like, that was such a powerful energy you were displaying and you were actually releasing into this plane of existence. And so I'm currently, me and my children, we're doing the rice experiment. You know about the
I've
rice
heard of
experiment?
that. I've heard
Okay,
of
okay.
that.
Yes. And so we're
Please
like about,
explain. Please explain for those who aren't familiar, just briefly, please. I mean, other people may
okay,
be hearing this, so
okay. I'll start from here. Dr. Masuro Emoto um, is this Japanese scientist who basically said that our intentions and our words can really change the energetic frequency of not just, let's see, our emotional state, but it can actually change like the molecular structure or things.
love.
So he went out to prove when everybody was against him, nobody would sell his books, everybody kind of doubted him. So he rounded up a team and they set out and they gathered water from everywhere. Different lakes, city waters, different parts of the countries, because he was in Japan, different countries and everything else. And he began to do a study where he talked to different sets of water very aggressively, very negatively, hateful, um, just really every negative energy you can think of, these people were putting into this water. Then you took the other water and you spoke positive words of, uplifting words, positive words of
Yeah.
beauty, love, and all those things. Excuse me. So after that, he froze the water. He also played music, different types of music for the water too. He played heavy metal, he played rock, he played, classical, he played jazz. So at the end of the study, they froze the water in a certain temperature, below zero, and he found that the water that was spoke with positive words, positive affirmations, you would call it, beautiful, love, peace, gratitude, especially love and gratitude, they form the most beautiful water molecules. And then the words that were spoken that were so negative, so harsh, so just nasty, breaking down of the water, because water is a living thing. Water is life. And so, anyway, they found it was so distorted and ugly and nasty. And the beautiful thing about this was he took water from like I can't remember if it was city or if it was a dirty pond water. I can't remember. But he took water and he had monks say a prayer over it, and he took water where they said, I love you, you are beautiful, and they formed the most beautiful, it changed the molecular structure of nasty pond water to all these beautiful crystals, all these beautiful water molecules. And it just proved that
So
our
the rice
intention.
experiment.
Yes, the rice experiment. I'm sorry, I got all excited about the water. So the rice experiment,
Oh,
you take rice, and you take rice, and you can do two or three. One is marked love. Well, this is how we did it. One is marked love, the other one is marked hate, and the other one is ignored. So what me and my children did, we have the love one, and I have it in my room, the special desk that I sit at, and every day, several times a day, we're saying, I love you, you're beautiful, you're great. We say thank you. We play certain songs for it. And the rice, this is a month. The rice is still white. Now, the hate one we put into this area And every day I have to build myself up to shout at this rice and to tell this rice, you're nothing. You're an idiot. I will kill you. I hate you. You're absolutely scum of this plane of existence. Like anything negative I can think of, I'm shouting at this rice. This rice and the water is turning brown and black. There are like little pieces of rice that are stuck on the glass and it's black. And we haven't checked on the ignored one, but when we looked at the study online, before we did this, the ignored one changed color as well. But it's a month in, and your words and your vibration can either break, change the molecular structure of living things. And that includes food, that includes our water, that includes plants, and that includes people as well. So,
Amen.
um, so so that there won't be any type of confusion. It is scientifically proven that words and your intentions and how you communicate with people really has an effect on them. Oh, he also made this. He also made this point, and I'll be quiet about Dr. Massaro. But he said even testing, like, people buying like filter water, this expensive water, the water structure will change according to your body and your frequency vibration. So you can have people who are spending thousands of dollars on all this different water, but if their frequency and vibration is nasty and yucky, that water is going to change and transform its molecular structure to match that energy. So that's all I really wanted to come up here and talk to you about, because I got excited when you
I
start talking
love it.
about love and gratitude. It's very, very, very important for creation. It's very important for manifestation. Manifestation begins in the mind. Manifestation begins in imagination. Every thought and everything that we've ever created started in the imagination. And you wonder why the school systems try to break the children from using their imagination. It all starts in our mind. Nothing can be done without the imagination. And there's so much that has been done that I can bear witness to, that I've done and created in my mind and didn't have to lift a finger, because
Hey, dear.
so I just got excited, and this is my first time coming on here, and I just wanted to let you know I'm enjoying this. I'm probably about to get off of here so I can start dinner. I'm going to be listening, but it's a joy, Jack, and I just want you to stay encouraged, you know, walk your path, walk your path. I have a tattoo on my left hand, and it says, "My path within, my journey." This is my path. This is my journey. And I'm going to walk in my way. No matter, so many people have tried to change me in my path and my journey, and have tried to tell me I'm wrong, or, my practices are not, doesn't fit the religious norm or the norm here. But hey, if we could focus on ourselves, if we can learn, I love how you say this, and so many people have said some not so nice things about me, or say I'm redundant when I say this. It all starts with self and self love.
It
Self
does.
love and self healing is where it starts. And if anybody, laughs at that or scoffs at that, that means there's a lot of self love and self healing that you need to do. And I feel like if people were more focused on their path and their journey, saying, we have this thing where I live in the South, it's called rubbernecking. And it's like when there's an accident and somebody turns their head on the highway and they're so busy looking at the accident over there, they're not staying in their lane, they cause another accident because they're not minding their business. So they rubbernecked, and there's another accident, and then there's another accident. And I just wanted to encourage you. I don't care what people say about me, Jack. I don't care. In my real life, I've had many personal battles, even in the military, my chain of command, and
Sure.
not people on YouTube, but actual physical thousands of people, my chain of command hating me for speaking out on a war, and speaking out of lack of love, and speaking out that you're misrepresenting, this
And
scripture or that. So it's very important, I want you to remember you walk your path and you let them chickens peck the ground and you keep soaring. And sometimes you gotta leave them chickens alone. If them chickens want to stay at the ground, you gotta leave them alone. And sometimes you might be in flight as an eagle and you have something up there that's flying with you, but you look down and they're really buzzards. So you can't worry about the buzzards either. You keep your path. It's your path, your way, and you don't you stay encouraged. Do you understand? You stay encouraged. I might not agree 100% with you, and you might not agree 100% with me, but I'm telling you, love and gratitude and manifestation, the power of the mind. Dr. Joseph Murphy. I don't know if you're familiar with his work, and Neville Goddard. Oh my goodness, the power of the mind, the subconscious mind. It starts with the subconscious mind, which is the Neville Goddard, he equated to God, your imagination. This man and his family was from Barbados in the 20s or whatever, and he learned this from an ancient healer native there about the power of mind, the power of visualization, and the power of feeling and knowing and using your mind. Why do you think, I'm going to say this again, why do you think they tell the children they cut out the creativity of their mind? When my children are in play and they're using their imagination, and today, me and my son, we were outside and he was like, I'm looking for dinosaur tracks, I'm doing this. I didn't say get out of your imagination. I want him to build his imagination, because him building his imagination, it's just like how we try to raise our children up to prepare them for the future, build them of the world we live in, build them up in their imagination so they can use their imagination, be in touch with their subconscious mind, and create a life that is a positive thing and can touch many people. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be quiet. um when we are vibrating at that frequency of love and gratitude, um you can do more for humanity than using your muscle. When your frequency, and for those who don't understand it, I'm not, I'm for those who are receiving it, I'm gonna say it for y'all. For those who don't want to receive it, I'm not wasting my time. If you don't understand, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's not real. Just because you haven't seen $1 million doesn't mean people ain't making it rain all over the world. Just because you don't know about it don't mean somebody else don't know about it. And you can't hate on the people that are using it. You can't hate on people who are trying to understand it. But basically, when you're radiating at a low vibration, now this is scientifically proven, this is proven as well. We have so many energetic bodies, and our energy goes out. But when you're radiating so negatively, like me yelling at that water in that way, your energetic body is so compacted and so compressed, you can't even, it won't even go 2 feet out in front of you. But when you have that energy of love and gratitude, which has been scientifically proven, in which I'm doing these experiments myself, your energetic bodies, your auras, and everything else will radiate for miles. You can touch somebody, and this is something I've done in my own personal life. You walk into a room and you don't have, or walk into a store and you don't have to say anything. People will gravitate to you. And either, let me tell you one more thing about your light. People, when you're shining your light, um, Jack, people will do one of three things. Either they're gonna, when they don't understand your light and they don't like your light, they're gonna try to dim your light and make you feel bad about your light. Number two, they're gonna recognize your light and be like, hey, that's something. I want more of that light. I want to, and they'll gravitate toward you. Or number three, they're going to run from the light. Because when you come to the light, you begin to see the reflection of self. And that's where self-work comes in. That's where self-love comes in. If you have no self-love for you, and if you have no self-love for yourself, you're not going to give it to anybody else, and that's fact. So I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. It was a pleasure. I'm so glad I got to get up here and run my mouth a little bit with you, Jack.
I love you, sister. Everything you said was inspiring and inspiring, encouraging, and very insightful. Um, the the wisdom of the water. That was something that in my path, it's kind of an interesting story. I've got a good friend of mine from high school, big Hawaiian dude. Um, when I started down my awakening and my spiritual development, him and I connected. He shared some of his experiences with the divine, and he's had some supernatural, like unexplainable stuff, but he was just hung up on the power of water, that water was a representation of God. And then it was later that I discovered Dr. Morimoto or whatever, his work and his team with the power of water. And then you bring that into the what Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton and many of these other scholars of consciousness, what they're teaching, and it all makes perfect sense. Gratitude is the key to life. It really is. And it goes along with the scriptural teachings as well. The pure see God. God is good. You seek the good. You fill yourself with gratitude. And then you feel so, you've got reasons to love being yourself if you can fill yourself with gratitude. And this is what I figured out. I was thinking about this in the car. I love you, Sunkiss. You inspired a lot of thoughts. Thank you. Whether you're listening or
I'm here.
doing
I'm here. I'm just letting you talk. Much love to you
no
too. I love you too, Jack.
respect. I was thinking about this in the car, who I am and some of the feedback I've gotten. A lot of people accuse me of arrogance. The Paul Unslaved platform has mocked me as a narcissist when I humble myself honestly to God, the source of creation, the one that people fight about. That's who I humble myself to the truth. And what I realized is that I do kind of command I command leadership or authority in the way I present myself, and it comes from my past experience. I would If I had a better grip on technology, I'd figure out how to restream Paul and provide some actual commentary. But I went up on his platform today or recently. Anyway, the thought occurred as I'm looking at all the faces and characters I saw on Paul's platform, The Unslaved, and even Zetetic Warrior. Um, it's a bunch of strong willed, narcissistic, emotionally abusive men. I've been facing that shit my whole life. It ain't scare me, man. I actually think in my own personal spiritual path and my path of self-development, I said it elsewhere. I think Paul and Wizard, their egos were like my final bosses. Every day I wake up anticipating success. I anticipate greater things. So, Sunkissed, if I'm real, then we are the solution for the world, and God has blessed me with opportunities to pursue. So I believe. But the way people respond to me and avoid me, like you were saying, when your light starts shining, man, people come out to try and dim you.
Yeah, yeah. And that's something, I'm gonna from in my own personal life I've experienced and am experiencing. But you know what? I would rather be by myself and walking by myself at peace with myself, loving myself, and I can look at myself with integrity and knowing that I'm not contribute what I'm contributing to this plane of existence, whether people like it or not, is a beautiful thing. and I'm changing the world through energy. It starts first with energy. You change the world through energy. You
Sister, thank
change
you.
by changing yourself. People look at changing yourself. I look at it like this, and I say it from a because I was in the army, and I'm gonna say this for anybody that has anything to say. Oh, you were in the army? Yes, back then I wasn't in truth. I thought I was doing something great for my country and the people that I of my community. I said, people I didn't know, I would die for you. And I think that's a noble, honorable thing. But then I started coming into what everything really was while I was in the service, and I ended up, my story is so long, and I ended up going against my first line supervisors and my company, then my battalion, then my brigade, and then, literally telling them that they were wrong, and love. And when I was speaking about love, you know what they told me? I was lowering the morale of my soldiers. My brigade
Of
command
course.
sergeant major told me that.
Right?
I said, wow. And people shunned me. And I didn't care. I could be the only one. I'd rather be at peace with myself than have so many people around me who aren't healed, who are saying they're fighting a war, but they're a wounded soldier inside and internally bleeding, and they're not paying attention to their own internal wounds, and you put them on the battlefield, they're going to get you killed, and they're going to get me killed. They're going to get everybody killed because they haven't worked on self. And I'm not
Hey,
saying I'm completely working on self. It's an everyday process, you
hey,
know.
sister, can I,
Can can I can I
be, be-
interject about?
before you do, Eric, I'm sorry. I do want to welcome you as well.
I'm
But
familiar
Sonia,
with his son.
um, what I found very healing for myself, and I don't know your situation. I know you're a mom and you are a leader. Okay. You're a leader for peace and and I honor you and your path. I, I encourage you, sister. We could use more people like you and me in that peace movement. Veterans for Peace. If there's a local chapter near you, I dropped a link, but Veterans for
Oh,
Peace,
wow.
you would be an amazing asset with just your presentation to help organize whoever's with you, and who knows.
Yeah, isn't it funny? It's not, veterans anti-war, because that anti thing, we got to stop with these terms. Veterans for peace. I'm not anti-government. I'm pro-peace, and I'm sick of these people and this thing calling people a traitor or ran away to China. And there's no such thing as an anti-term.
Right, Eric, and that's where this panel here, we are pro gratitude, pro community, pro solutions. We are pro peace and pro action. Okay.
I will definitely look into that. I've seen so many um soldiers, and I had a
Well,
great uncle who was drafted, into Vietnam, and he got wounded, and he saw things that he shouldn't have, no human being should have to see and partake in. And he ended up drinking, 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 and he drank himself to death until 2008. And it my heart is sad when we get back, veterans come back, or get out the military, and they're hurt, they're wounded, um, and nobody cares.
yep.
And these are people we're at different levels. That's something else. We're at different levels of degrees of wisdom on our path. When
Yep.
I didn't know about the truth about the governments and everything else, people could have looked down on me. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like this. We're at different grade levels. And it's like if somebody is in preschool and you're in high school, you go and make fun of a preschooler for being at a preschool level. Instead of, and you might scare the preschooler and say, I never ever want to go to high school ever again. If
Son,
it's going to be, I don't want to go to high school if it's going to be like this,
son.
so yes, I'm sorry, go ahead,
No,
Eric.
I know you're.
It,
I just, the grade level thing. I get that, but I think a lot of people forget is just because you're in grade 12, sometimes you forget, or you put it in the back of your brain, your mind, or whatever, what you learned in kindergarten. And sometimes you need a kindergarten to come up and remind you of what that
Oh,
is.
yes. Oh, yes. My children teach me so much. My
There you go.
children teach me something. I homeschool my children, people don't know what you do outside of these YouTube things. People don't know, one thing was taken from me with my son when I was on a panel. My 2-year-old
Yeah,
was
I
on
know.
my hip.
I know.
He was on my hip. They already had meals. They had cookie and milk for dessert, and he wanted 2 more cookies. He had climbed
Hey,
on
you
the
know what,
counter.
son,
And
just stop
no,
right there.
let
I
me
know
let me let
exactly.
me.
No, you don't need to expand upon it because those people that
No,
do
no,
that
no. I
are
was
the
I was
scum of
going
the earth.
somewhere. I was going somewhere.
Okay, but
I was going somewhere with that. No, I don't have to explain anything to anybody. I know I'm a good mother, and I take care of my children, and physically, spirit. It's not just the physical needs. You have to parent your children physically, emotionally, mentally, and
Amen.
energetically. You have to invest in everything. It's not just about the physical. You have to look out for their energetic well-being. You have to look out for their emotional well-being. And so my son, I had to learn, I have 3. I had to learn my first one. I was like, oh, first time mom, I'm trying to give him, everything, and I would, at the drop of a hat, they would cry, and I'm giving them, this. So I had to teach my children taught me that just because I don't give you everything that you desire doesn't mean that I don't love you. And so that night, I was telling my son, you couldn't have a cookie, and he was crying. So my children taught me that just because I don't give them everything that they desire doesn't mean I don't love them, And just because we don't give those people in our lives everything, all your attention, all your love, every part of yourself, that doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love yourself because you are pouring into yourself. If you're not okay, how are you going to make everybody else okay?
Well,
go
exactly.
ahead and say what you want about it. It's funny how people come up and make fake avatars and put that comment up there.
Let's
It's so sad.
right.
What a
It's
coward.
Hey Eric, it's not a place. This isn't a place to fight. It's a place for
I
people
know.
to reveal and to
But
learn. And this opportunity, there's people out there. Seriously, Eric, I don't know who these clowns are. I don't really care, but I do understand if I'm real, then there are probably other humans
oh, look, they
behind.
talked about me. They look, they have my
Who cares, Eric? Hey, today, seriously, I love you guys. Eric, you and I, we've talked a few
yeah.
times, but
But you know what?
we've
You and
not
I can have a
communicated.
disagreement. You and I can have a disagreement. We can have a different foundational perspective
But
that
we
we
don't
launch
have
from.
to. We don't have to find
You know,
disagreements.
but we don't do that, do we? I mean, we
Well,
explode on each other a couple times, but I'm still here. I still love you. I still
well,
know
I
you have a
know,
good
but
heart.
I've still not received much other than opinions and I don't know, entertainment for
I
you.
have no bad opinion from you whatsoever.
I know. I love you, Eric, and you're here today. And this is, like I said, today's a new day. I'm
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 ignore the
excited for
hater.
the future because of people like you guys. I didn't know
I
people
love
like you
some, and
guys
you know what,
existed.
and for people to listen to something in the background and create a narrative about it, what kind of scum of the earth does that?
Eric, we're not
Sweetheart,
doing
is you
that. We're
yeah,
here.
but I appreciate you, Eric, and I know, you know, like I was saying, I'm not even gonna let them mess up the flow. You just
Ah,
keep doing you like me, keep doing you.
Yeah,
People
I
make
learned.
fun
I
of me
learned there's.
because
So, do you have another name other than Son, or I mean, like just a first name or something? I mean, Jack, Eric.
Sunkissed is just fine. I mean,
Okay, Sonny. Can I
I
call you Sonny?
yeah, you can call me Sunny. People call me Sunny. People call me Sun. People call me uh, you know, so it doesn't bother me. So But I really do appreciate you guys. I really do.
I do, and
I really, really do.
Love you too. Now
I'm going back. I'm turning off the chat because it's a distraction, and
Yeah,
so
don't pay attention to the chat. Don't pay attention to the chat and
no.
to that energy. When people I found that when people are hungry for your energy,
Yep.
they will do anything. It reminds me of of children. I will get your attention even if it's in a way that even if it's in a negative way. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Hey, Sunkiss, we got a new guest.
Oh,
Paul Enslaved. Pleasure
is
to
gonna
see
be
you,
good.
my brother.
Jack, are you kidding me with this new website, man?
New website?
The new website.
Which website are you looking at?
What business is it? What business is it of yours?
Sir,
Eric,
it's out in
no,
the public.
he wasn't talking
Why
to
is
you.
this? Why is this Boshane demon talking over me and you already?
Because I'm better than you at it.
You're better than me at absolutely nothing in life. That's clear.
Paul, did you have a question for me? You were.
Yeah, I wanted to know why you put a website up that says you're a highly sought speaker and life coach when you always say no one ever listens to you.
What is your point?
Where have you ever coached anyone in life?
I've coached many people in many different forms.
You know what? He's doing it to me right now.
Where have you ever spoken where you're a highly sought speaker?
When there was a time where I was respected and my words were actually.
Oh, you were cool once. Got it.
Is there a problem with?
Yeah, there's a problem abandoning your first site, creating a second one, then lying and doing false advertising.
He's doing it right now. Hey, Paul, he's doing it right now from my position. How about that?
How
about that? Who are you to question? Why are you coming in?
He's lying to a bunch of gullible people out there.
Even if it's just one, even if it's just two, success to you may be different and defined differently by you and by myself. Somebody may feel like
what do you call highly sought after?
Hey, Paul.
I'm speaking to Jack. I'm speaking to Jack.
You won't speak to me. I have a.
No, I didn't say I was. No.
Okay. Sunkissed, I appreciate you, my sister. And
how dare you silence black voices, Jack?
How about you quit your criticism and actually respect the moment and the opportunity?
Why are you lying to gullible people out there?
Ask me questions. You want to ask me questions? Let's have a conversation.
Why are you lying to gullible people out there? You ain't highly sought after in any arena.
Well,
you're highly ignored in every arena.
What are you trying to prove?
That you're a fake ass fraudulent motherfucker who's built himself up with nothing to show for it?
That's the imaginary world you live in based on your imagined standards of me.
Where have you spoken and highly sought after?
Okay,
if you have to think about it, you're probably full of shit, huh?
Well, let's bring the interrogation into context. Okay, what am I accused of, Paul? From you.
Okay, I'll rewrite from your second newest website. As a result of Jack's AA program and everything else, he's a highly sought speaker and life coach.
All right. You know what? Thank you for that reminder. That was authored by my friend Liz. I haven't reached out to Liz.
So she lied for you.
Well, Liz actually is her business is Speakers International. And if I'm not mistaken, her phone number and her website were listed on my her email, her contact information was listed for me. Now, we developed a friendship beyond the business relationship. I haven't talked to her for a while. Maybe I should double check and see if she's received any invitations. But Paul, I've been open and honest about my past. I don't give a shit what you think. I know what I know.
But you won't share it with us because it'll betray what you know and don't know, and you're bullshitting.
What do you think I'm
Where were you a highly sought after speaker, and why were you okay with your name being put on that label by somebody who you now are shifting the liability? Someone else made it and did it and said you're a highly sought after speaker. I'm sure you didn't read it and say, correct that lady.
You know what? It might have been authored by me. I don't know.
There you go. Now you might have actually done it, really not her.
What is your point? What is your
that
point?
You're a
What
lying ass motherfucker with a grandiose sense of self and can't show anything for anybody?
I'm a liar because I don't produce evidence at your whim and your will.
No, you don't presume. You don't produce any results to point.
My ass.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, hold on here, please. So we're all on the same page. When I started before guests arrived, I tried to bring us into a moment of presence. I offered a prayer. I'm quite comfortable and grounded in this moment. And while I appreciate you guys standing up for what you believe, it's not a pissing match, and it's not a, I got nothing to compete with regarding Paul.
I agree with that. You can't show anything to compete with. You're incompetent. You can't compete with me. You have no results.
I just said that about you, Paul. Don't steal my work.
You have no results either, sir. You get 40 views on your live. You're reviled by everyone.
Whoops.
And you keep getting thrown out.
So wait.
Sorry. No, that was about to be you, Paul. If you can't show some respect and not be an
why would I respect somebody who shit on me in open public?
Okay,
like
then go back.
Because I'm your
not
elder
you,
and I'm your superior. Because I'm your elder and I'm your intellectual superior. Get it through your head.
You can't prove that. Nothing
Yes, I can.
Both of you, stop this competition nonsense.
No, I'm not in. He's the one that wants to compete.
I know.
Claimer, Jack. He'll just make false claims all day.
Competition
for the record.
Sorry, Eric.
I appreciate. No, I'm trying to help. I'm not even trying to help you. I'm trying to establish fact. Right now, in this moment, I consider Jack a sought-after consultant right now. Do I believe everything he says 100%, Paul? No.
That shows your level of discernment. You're
inept
and insane.
No, Paul. Your ignorance prevents you from even investigating the value of me. You arrogant, disgusting
What should I investigate? Exactly.
The truth.
What
You've
truth?
come to the truth beyond your opinions.
Which is? Lay it out. I'll investigate it right now.
Look into reality, dude.
Reality? What is real, Jack? You're always saying that. Is this real?
What
so
is
now you're an
real
expert on reality?
Do you want to know what's real? I'd love to tell you what's real, Paul.
If you look at
that government check you get every month is real.
Paul,
that's in your mind.
How about your YouTube check? How about you? So your YouTube check is better than his government check?
I don't get a YouTube check because you and the
Paul.
You want to let me speak and go back and forth. You get keep talking over me.
So wait, you're gonna
keep talking over me.
Yeah, I'm gonna because I'm better than you.
You just made a claim. I'm rebutting it.
Go ahead.
I don't get a YouTube check any longer because the demons like you and the others shut down my channel for false claims that I'm now in court with or going to be in court with. I'm collecting evidence.
This is your experience. You quit blaming and start figuring out what to do.
What do you mean figuring out what to do? I'm better than ever now in that case because now folks support me privately.
You think accusations come without any fault, no fact?
Jack, you're poor and broke. You have no living. You can't produce anything. You do no service, and you're about to lose your home and live off government funds. How are you free and empowered at all?
Jack, wait. Okay, so you get a check you get private checks through the USPO.
I don't get checks from anybody. You lied again.
So where's your revenue coming from?
I don't get revenue. I don't get income. I get donations. I get private donations.
Okay, so Paul.
Nice job, Federal Agent O'Shane. Turned at January 6th, but it ain't going to work here, you scum.
Time out.
Yeah,
time out.
Wait, no, let me.
If you want to argue with Paul, take it to his platform of chaos. If you guys want to argue, go back to Paul's home. This is my fucking home.
Yeah.
I want to communicate with Paul more than you, Eric. No offense.
I go to, even where they hate me, I'm in a power position. Even where they hate me and I speak the truth they don't want heard, I'm still in more of a power position than you, Boshede, because I outcompete you and outclass
Eric
you.
or Paul, I'm not going to have you disrespecting my guests here either.
He disrespected himself in the truth.
You disrespect yourself when you go on and on with your nonsense, your vilification of everybody.
It's very sensible.
Insecure. You are a good man.
I'm very secure. Here I am. You keep throwing me out, but I'm very secure in this moment, and I keep speaking the same truth, and you keep rebutting it with no rebuttal.
Like you're full of hate and fear.
Hate and fear?
Yep.
Now produce the facts of the matter on that. It's a great opinion, but show my life walk and story and results, and show yours. You are full of insecurity.
I've been watching yours.
That's why you get government money. Well, I'm faithful.
All right, that's your opinion. So, do you care to hear a different perspective than the one you want?
No, that's the facts of the matter. Now we're going to get your bullshit
so
opinion.
No, you don't care about what others. Okay. What I see is a wise man who's been gifted with knowledge. You know this. You shouldn't be angry.
Gifted with anything. I've walked a path and made choices.
Jesus, wrong one. Sorry, Eric. Paul, can you hear?
May I just ask a question?
Not yet, please. I'm sorry, Eric. I was gathering my thoughts. Paul, you're muted for a reason right now. Maybe you're talking to your show, but you are a man.
I'm aware that I'm muted. I could unmute. I'm talking to my restream.
All right, fair enough. I'd prefer you listen when I'm telling you what I'm seeing, right? Because you're confused about the two of us because you don't listen. I can't control what you hear, but I know damn well what words I have said. And Paul, as a man, as a human being, the way you treat people is not acceptable with your voice and your words. You use your intelligence for manipulation. I assume I'm not the only one you've done this to, and I've seen very little, but I've learned enough about the relationship between you and your father and you and others to know that I am not wrong.
You don't know anything about my relationship with my father. Okay.
I know that
you never asked, like you said.
And still has confusion, just like his son. You two both have confusion.
I've brought clarity to his confusion while me being his son and him being my father, him never raising me in consciousness and awareness.
You've bullied many people into falling into your orders and your standards. I see that. But as I said before you showed up, I've been facing men like you my whole life. You're manipulative and overpowering and smart, damn smart. But those smart and powerful men created me into who I am. And your shit, we're much better. We would make.
So you're a victim. So you're a victim.
No, I am not. I am an honest reflection of you. I'm a strong man who doesn't take shit. I'm a wise man with more to offer than what people.
So why aren't you thankful and grateful for me? We'll do Socratic method. If I am everything you say I am, which it's a false characterization, why are you not more thankful and grateful, as you say, for folks like me who have taught you everything not to be? Luke, I am your father. You want to play me as the dark side? Go ahead. I'll take on that hat. Why are you not thankful and grateful of all the dark-sided people that taught you all the light? The crack is where the light enters. Taught you everything not to be. Cut it out, Talcott. It's a false narrative. You're not thankful and grateful, and you have no cosmic understanding of cause and effect and the elements of this reality. You're delusional, and your results prove it.
Want to bet?
You can't prove it to any of us. You could just keep yapping, but you can't prove it with results on the ground.
The blind and unwilling remain blind and unwilling. Go ahead, Eric.
Since Paul wants to use the term proof, in your mind, in your value system, in your belief system, whatever you want to call it, what constitutes proof? of
You're
yours.
see, you're another moral relativist. It's not my system. I don't get to make up the terms of
No,
honor.
because you just
Well,
you
you
used
do.
a
Over me
relative
again.
term. You used proof. I call you out on your subjective
Because
term.
you're an infidel. You don't get that there's a
No.
conscience in
No,
all
an
of us
infidel.
that is an objective standard for what we all must rise to. It's called honorable, respectable, loveable, trustworthy.
Right. And the only way that
You
determination,
show none of those things. You show no leadership in your life. You're women.
the only way those determinations can be made is with acceptance of the truth. And the truth is not only imagined in the mind of Paul Unslaved. The
Why
truth
can't
is
you endear
that,
yourself to your family and community?
that's a fair question.
Why can't you solve the problems within yourself, your family, home, and community? You can't solve any of your own problems, yet you want to talk about being honor-able, account-able, response-able, and trustworthy. You don't even trust yourself to solve your own fucking problems without daddy government doing the work for you and taking care of you.
Do you want to bet?
Want to bet? That's a great answer from a spiritual guru.
Well,
I can
how
see
do I
Wayne Dyer
get
going, want to bet?
Paul, how do I get you to stop believing you fucking know
Stop
everything?
being full of shit.
I'm actually, Paul, I'm right here. I can answer any questions, and you raised
Okay,
a good
can you
one.
show
Why
us?
can't I?
Can you
Why
show us
can't I?
some result of a man that the young people out there want to be like for some reason other than your imagination and what you say?
Tell you what, help me have communication with anyone from my past. Anyone from my past, and help
That's
them
a different
become
conversation. Now you're coming to me for help. I don't mind helping you, but now you got to stop trying to say you're going to help everyone in the world when you can't even help yourself without my help, because I have the results and you don't.
Back to your question of gratitude, Paul. I do have gratitude for getting to know you. I do. And I've expressed that many times. Your arrogance just doesn't care.
I don't need the gratitude for you meeting me. I need the gratitude for all of us.
Paul, yourself.
Hey, Paul,
Paul,
can you get your bots out of here with the Chi-Com shit? I mean,
I'm
it's
not
really
interested
pathetic.
in you like trying to run away from your liability and culpability.
I don't
and
run away, Paul.
You do. You're a punk ass bitch, like most of them, who say shit when you think no one's looking. Then when they find out, you don't want to be liable and accountable for the whole community, thinking you're a revolting, reviling creature.
All right, Paul, back to me. I put Eric back in the background because it is a distraction from this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Paul, I do respect you. I'm grateful for your time and your attention. Okay. I won't lie. Starting this broadcast again today, I'm hopeful to have conversations with you. I'm running out of options, dude. I'm at my limits. Okay, I'm down to like 5 hours of free live stream. I'm about to lose my internet. My situation is different than yours, but the difference between you and me, I'm fucking overwhelmed with gratitude. I was talking about tears of joy before you came on.
Okay, that and $1 get you on a bus.
No, see, it comes down to faith. Faith in the divine, faith in myself. I know who I am because I set out to discover me.
God helps those who help themselves. You don't help yourself.
Brother, if you knew the adventure I've lived already, the things I've attempted in my efforts to succeed, yeah, people, I've given people plenty of reasons to laugh at me.
Because you lack discipline. Because you lack this.
Succeed doing that.
Why?
Because I got faith.
You said attempted. That's blind faith. If you had true faith, you'd have seen it through. That's the difference between somebody who's lukewarm and somebody who has dedication, commitment, will, and discipline, and a vision. You'd have followed it to the end of where you're not beyond your second and third website that nobody's watching and listening and saying you're changing lives and are sought after. You're full of shit. You're kidding yourself. You're not helping yourself.
And it's called. You need to stop. Okay. You're going on and on, reinforcing your past patterns of thought.
No,
ignoring what is real and demonstrably true. And what is demonstrably true is if I exist, I am far, far more than what you have imagined. What you've allowed yourself to imagine, Paul, is not
It's not
real.
about imagined. It's about track record.
Come into reality. We are alive right now. Tell you what, Paul, I am at the end of my limits with you for today. If you can't find stability in you, No, I respect myself and the truth that I
You
offer.
don't.
The value.
No one
See you
believes
later,
that.
Paul. I love you, and I hope
I'm
we
not
have
leaving. It's not going
conversations
away.
again. It's up to you. Eric, I'm bringing you back, but this is not going to deteriorate into the nonsense of that of what Paul brings. The agent of chaos.
Are you going to keep him off? Because are you going to keep
Eric,
him off?
for the time being, and please, while I'm defining what I'm asking of you, I'm going to share what I've been observing. I love you guys. On Z's platform this morning, I want to share my experience. Please, Eric.
I'll mute. I yield.
On Z's platform this morning, I was inspired. The character of Timmy, he's a cool dude and a strong man, and I respect a lot of things about him. Him and I don't necessarily agree because whatever. When I saw him and Z talking this morning on the platform, I had debated about going up or whether I should stay away. But they were having fun and cool conversations that I hoped to be a part of. Before I could even get the laptop warmed up, Lou showed up, distracted the conversation to whatever it was he wanted, and then Paul shows up to bring his character. And when I came up, I showed up after them, and I was like, well, here come the agents of chaos. Eric, here, let's bring a conversation into something that I hope can be helpful. What the agent of chaos is. The agent of chaos is our egos. It is the beastly human nature that seeks safety, seeks comfort. In this realm, seeks domination, Paul Unslaved, seeks to control others because it actually lacks self-control. Our ego is the agent of chaos. Our mind thoughts, okay? Our thoughts interrupt our peace. It starts in the mind, like Sunkist was saying, and I think I don't remember who said what, but Neville Goddard. Holy cows, man! That's a name that I just started digging into
Yeah,
myself.
Neville Goddard, with imagination, with the power of Joseph Murphy, the power of the subconscious mind, but Neville goes into the subconscious mind as well, and it's very powerful. And I've been waiting to say, when I wasn't trying to bring anything. I was just trying to say I wasn't talking to him. I wanted to say goodbye to you. When I'm on a platform, I do like to thank the host before I leave for allowing me to be on the platform. I'm sorry if you hear my chickens in the back. I have a farm. I have chickens. I have goats. I have gardens. I grind my own herbs, and so
Good for you.
yeah, and so actually we've been having a coyote problem. I live in the country, and so I've been having to
Sonny, wait. I mean, you're in a rural place, but you have kind of a New York or East Coast, you talk fast, you have the energy. I mean, I don't think you're born and raised in the country.
No, I live in the South. I talk fast because I get excited with what, like I got on here and he was talking about love and gratitude, and I get so excited about that, and I get really excited. I say my mind goes way faster than what my mouth can keep up with. So I get really, really, really excited. So just the thought in speaking on love and gratitude, it makes me look, there are many things that people appreciate and people don't appreciate. Some people might find gratitude in looking at, some people might find gratitude just by looking at the sunset and appreciating it. And so some people might find gratitude in themselves. Some people might find gratitude in the smile that they bring to other people. I've been in situations where I've been in a store and somebody, the clerk was telling me how she lost her husband and everything else. It was a hard year. and she's raising her children by herself. So I gave her a hug, and then the lady behind me hugged me, and then the lady behind her hugged her, and then we were all in there hugging each other, and we didn't even know each other, but the energy was beautiful, and her tears brought a beautiful moment that I was grateful for, that she was grateful for, and the other people in there were grateful for.
I had
So
a hug in the
people can
store
find,
today with a woman I didn't know. I just hugged her, and we gave it was great. I know it's hippy dippy shit. Eric's that asshole from New York, but yeah. And by the way, if this guy's gonna come in, I'm gonna go away. So you do what you want to do, Jack.
it's not.
Sunkiss,
As-
don't
as
roll out
you
yet.
want. Hey, before
I wanted
before I
to talk
welcome
to you
you
before
back,
leaving.
the that simple act, sun-kissed, I love that, right? And that was actually one of my thoughts today too. I'm in a position where I don't have much influence, I don't have much support, but what I do have is I got a lot of high energy and gratitude and love. So yeah, when I go out, I'm making contact, eye contact, sharing conversations where permitted, um, silent prayers for those I encounter, and
Yeah.
and we do. Hey, to bring it back to the scientific realm, and not to delay introduction, but Rupert Sheldrake and his explanations on the morphogenetic field, the field of thought, of consciousness. There is something to be said, not only with the evidence of the water and the rice, but our thoughts and intentions, the actual frequencies of our being. They create an influence into the greater realm we all share. And that's where I think, every day I do spend time in meditation, in a state of bliss, physical bliss and mental bliss and spiritual bliss. And I pray for world peace. I pray that people wake up and stop creating suffering so that we can help end the suffering of all those who live.
Well, I pray that I have guns so I can fight the government and stand on rights and freedms.
Jack?
I need guns.
And,
I personally enjoy the
that's
suffering
something when
that
you
I
were when you
experience in my life.
talk about when you talk about your energy or what you're doing, have your energy is everything. Your energy is actually the most valuable currency here. Forget money, forget the dollar bill, forget whatever. It's your energetic being that's the most powerful tool, whether people like it or not. And so when you're just being you and you're flowing in that energy, you have the power to change the room. You have, whenever you go into a place and you have somebody that you don't like the energy, people be like, ooh, I don't like this person's vibe. Ooh, I don't like this. You can feel the energy just as well as a child can feel the energy of someone else. You have babies that will go to you or go to complete strangers because they feel your energy. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's energy. It's intention. Yep. It's everything. It's what is felt. It's what is not spoken. So you are doing things. You do great things energetically, and that manifests itself into the physical. I'm saying
so
that
there's
because
never
I've done
anything
that
that we
myself.
ever actually have to do in this world.
I'm talking to Jack.
Yeah, you won't address me because I'm gonna
no,
dismantle
I
your
have
bullshit
not.
too.
Excuse me. I have not even. I was talking to Jack. We were completing what
This
we
is
were
all
talking
toxic
about
feminine
before.
nonsense.
No, it's your toxic masculinity. Okay, you are a wounded, distorted, masculine male. You project everything on everybody else, and then you expect people to sit down and be quiet when you're speaking.
I thought it was a sacred trinity.
I am speaking to Jack. I'm speaking to
Do you
Jack
have a
on
husband,
his
ma'am?
platform. I'm speaking to Jack on his platform.
Don't feed the beast,
Thank
honey.
you. Anyway.
Don't feed him.
Okay, anyway, so back to what I was saying. When you say what you're doing, your energy is everything. Success to you is different than, I think I'm successful because I finally have the inner peace of myself and I let go of people,
Amen.
places, and situations that disrupt my peace and disrupt my ability to manifest and create a beautiful energetic frequency for myself, so I can emit that out into this plane of existence. And that's how we start to change, as well as me going
Amen.
out into my community with my children and doing various things. We have got to understand that we are created in masculine and feminine energy. There's nothing wrong with being connected to your feminine energy and being connected to your masculine energy. It's about balance. And when you have one above the other, it's an imbalance. When you are constantly saying that the feminine aspect of yourself is weak, you're saying you're weak. Your energy is
Right.
everything. It's about being in balance with those energies. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get gone. Telling somebody that they're weak because they're in their feminine energy, that makes you weak. You are a distorted, wounded lost masculine who is walking so deep in his ego, in your solar plexus and your root chakra. You have no balance. You like to come on places.
Sun kiss,
Please, Jack, I love
please.
you so much, and you have so much to bring to this world. People, we need more people and energetic people like you. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay encouraged. I'm going to be listening. Sometimes I can get on, sometimes I cannot. And those people who try to pull your energy down, you just got to try to ignore it. Just like you wouldn't let anybody into your physical house, you got to guard your energetic house as well. You have got to,
Amen.
you wouldn't let a robber just come in and take what is yours. You got to
Sonny,
stop inviting. If
Hey,
you're if you're
sister.
really if you're really about yourself, you got to stop inviting energies to come and feed off of you because they are lacking within themselves. And I'm saying that because I'm standing in my divine feminine nature, okay?
I know.
I'm standing and I respect my masculine energy within myself. I'm balanced. I don't have to get on a platform or go from platform to platform telling somebody that I'm wise and I'm this and picking on people.
Right.
I am
Hey,
walking in
sister.
my divine feminine because I
Sister.
have self-healing and I have self-worth. When you have self-worth and self-healing, Paul unslaved, you wouldn't have to degrade people.
Sun kissed. Sun kissed.
Nobody
Hey,
walking
whoa,
in
whoa,
their
whoa.
divine masculine energy would even take pleasure in that. So you can say
Sun
what you
kissed.
will about me wherever, on whatever platform you're on, but it's not going to affect me. You and your 20,000. You can have 50,000
I'm
because
gonna
I
have to
stand
put
alone and
you in
I
the
walk
bag,
alone.
please.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack. Let me go. I'm fixing to tune out
No.
because I don't have time for that.
no,
I'm a grown woman.
Well,
Sonny, please stay, Sonny. Just
she was gonna. She'd been saying she was gonna continue on, and I'm gonna allow that. And Sunkiss, with all, I agree and resonate with what you said, but what I was trying to interrupt is this man, Paul, he will trigger your egos. And you can don't let, he's been a learning experience for myself, okay? Not to allow the opinions, even the opinions of those respected, even those who have influence on many others, those opinions don't change me or who I am. And sister, I don't want you to change who you are. You shine brightly and stand strong in your feminine beauty with that strong masculine that you do carry. You are a balanced woman. And we're all here to help each other find balance. That's kind of the whole point of what I'm trying to do here. Is help people understand balance, the balance of, like Paul was bringing up, the balance of actual thought and actions. I mean, Paul, I'm bringing you back up.
okay.
Why would you bring me back up now when that broken hoe needed to be checked out of her toxic feminine
Nobody
masculine
needs to
swing?
be checked, and it's not your damn job to be
Nah,
checking people in my house.
Nobody's above the program. You ain't got.
Yeah, you got to
This is-
stop letting this guy come up here and set the freaking goalpost.
No, Eric, I don't have to stop doing anything, and I don't have to start doing anything. I get to be me. I love you.
You're right. Okay, I'm just.
People second
I
guess
was projecting. I was
everything
projecting what I wanted to say to Paul onto you. Excuse me.
No. Hey, Eric, I love you. Okay. This is a learning experience for all of us. We're all learning how to become better people. Now, not to brag, but to know who I am, I'm a man who does understand people. And I was always a smart kid. I remember in school, I remember in algebra class finishing up my test ahead of time, and I'm looking at everyone around the room struggling, and then realized, dude, he taught you the hard way. There's a much easier way to do what he's doing. The rules of life have been laid out for us, demonstrated and taught in many, many different examples. We call them the Buddhas, the yogis, the Christ, those who stood for peace, the activists who've gone to jail, who've lost their lives standing up for freedom. And they weren't just going around picking on people. They weren't going around talking shit because they saw a weakness, what they judged as a weakness in someone else. No, these people built communities. They built revolutions. What are we doing? Are we going to build a revolution? Are we going to build a movement? Or are we going to build little hangout rooms online to gossip and re-stream each other? What is your purpose in this? What is your purpose in this realm and reality, Paul?
Jack, you already know the deal. It's unslaving the mind, heart, and spirit of myself first and then bringing that to the world. You have not done that, so you can't talk about it. I can talk about it. Doesn't matter what house you create. You're not above a godly program. You just showed you want to be your own God again. You think you could create your own house with its own laws.
Paul, that's you. You're
just
the
saying
one
everything I say about you is me.
No, here, let me explain rather than argue. You claim to care about rights, freedom, and truth, but the fact is you only give a shit about your rights, your freedom,
no,
your truth.
In order to secure rights and freedom for everyone, you have to do it for yourself first. That's how development works. You have to be the change.
Only in your mind do I have problems. Only in your mind am I a slave. I am
that's
free
not
as
true.
a death.
You're delusional.
Wait. Can I just ask a question of Paul? Because, he likes to use the term rights. It's a very broad, umbrella term.
Why does Beauchene keep trying to engage me? He's a broken little hoe.
Because he's a grown man who has the right to ask questions.
He's desperate to prove something, and he only shows.
Go ahead and ask if Paul hears.
I just wanted to know exactly, he used this term rights and freedom a lot. It's like his brand moniker. So I want to know precisely what rights he's looking for, because it's a very broad term.
Well, Beauchene, you've already said America is full of low-life gun boys like me, and that you don't support guns and don't need them.
So your answer is
so.
Guns.
In your
for the record,
can I answer? This is why I don't want to interact with him, because he don't shut his fat mouth. He's too busy drinking. Go drink some more, suck your baba, and get your muscles up. Get your muscles up, sucking your baba.
Hey, I recognize the interference. Eric, please allow him to answer the question.
Thank you, Mr. Talcott.
Paul, you were asked about rights. What are these rights that you speak?
Right. So here's a clue for the infidel Chi-Com defector Beauchene. If you want your First Amendment, what they say, your free speech, the ability to say whatever you want, well, then you're going to need number 2 on there, which is some teeth to back it up. If you don't, then the people are going to become fearful of their governare mente, which means mind control.
You are a redneck. You are a total redneck.
There you go.
We're not going to jump
to healthy.
Attacks.
That's healthy.
You know what? Is there any healthy conversation with you, Paul? I've tried
it with Eric,
without
keep attacking me and making false claims, and then when I rebut them, I'm the bully and picking on everyone.
Okay, but Paul,
you're all a bunch of passive-aggressive, infidel, defector, collectivist scum.
Maybe compared to what you think, yeah, you know what?
You take government.
No. Jesus Christ.
See,
Jack, you love this stuff, don't you, Jack?
No, Christos, I actually don't. And if you actually knew me, knew
What?
my heart, you wouldn't assume that nonsense.
I'm not. Well, I'm just observing the situation that you always let him on the panel. You know, like
What?
I thought you
Okay,
don't
so
enjoy
But
these
Christos, he's
dynamics.
also he's coming to the panel as well. Like
right. I've
we,
been trying to engage in conversations, not this egoic pissing match that Paul and everyone else want to fucking imagine. This is egoic nonsense. It's a conditioning of the confused ego, and it's a symptom of slavery.
Jack, Sonny. Apparently, Sonny wants to come back on. I don't know if.
Hi, sister.
Hi. Um,
she's
I'm
probably
just gonna.
coming back because she's beside herself with the news
Well, I
that
am to
Oprah
be
Winfrey was on the flight logs. Everyone, it's crazy.
I'm just gonna go. I didn't come here to be called a hoe or be disrespected and called out of my name when I didn't do that to anyone. Um, I love your platform. Um, I'm going to. Um, I don't know. I don't know.
Just
But I
stay
do.
here. Just stay here,
Um,
honey. Just stay here. You can mute.
Sister, I'm sorry if you received insults and attacks. I mean, no offense, you know the reputation of me, and
I
I
know.
fully
I know. I'm not.
anticipate.
I'm not. And I'm not asking anybody to change. All I said to him was, I'm not talking to you because I was speaking to you. We were in the middle of a conversation, and um got interrupted, got overtalked, and and then I'm not going to let somebody. There are times where you said we're in our those egos, but there are times
Right.
where you stand, and I'm not going to allow a boy to disrespect me in
I
that manner
understand.
and
And
take
I'm
it
sorry that,
when I don't know him. So I was coming and I was trying to finish a conversation with you, um and I got interrupted. So I'm gonna take this opportunity because my phone battery it's like at 8% anyway, and
okay.
so I gotta make my rounds to check for coyotes before it gets too dark.
All right.
Um,
Hey, sister, I set a 2-hour limit on this anyway. I'm using the free StreamYard, so I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty short anyway. So if you're going to go, I love you. Anything else before you take off?
No, thank you so much for having me up here. I really like to, when I leave, I didn't want to just leave because I like to thank the host for allowing me on the platform and everybody else that was on the platform. Um, the interaction with whatever form it was, much
Right.
appreciated. Thank you
Thank you.
for, letting me get excited about Dr. Emoto's water and his studies, and there's other studies that people have taken with water.
Yep,
Um,
it's valuable information.
Ian goes
I'm glad
into
we could
Ian.
share.
Ian has found some really fascinating things with water, but I'm pretty sure he'll get into that as well with water and life and everything else and the power of it. It's just really beautiful. And water is feminine energy. Water
Hey,
is feminine
Sunkiss,
energy, and it's so powerful. So anyway,
it
okay,
is.
let me go. My battery. I just get
Hey,
excited, but
remind me
thank
to
you
tell
so
you
Hey,
much.
some crazy shit
God
about
moving
coyotes.
over the face of water.
Yep. All right.
And
Much
what were
love,
you?
sister. Thank you for
Much love to
joining me.
you and Illumitami.
Yo,
Is he still there?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, um, I'll be looking for you to tell me more about that feed on the next live stream. I'm really interested in that chicken feed. But anyway,
And
Jack,
Yep.
you're
remind me,
beautiful.
Yep.
I love I love your heart. I love your passion. Um, and wanting to create change and putting that out there into the ether. Love is beautiful. Gratitude is, those two are the most powerful energies in this universe, and those are the most overlooked weapons that man is constantly searching for the answers for, but
Hey,
they're the most
sister.
powerful and most overlooked.
Yes,
and
they are.
um
Let me
and so
jump in on this, okay?
okay.
Have a good day, sister. I love
All
you.
right.
Thank
Much
you.
love to you guys. Mwah. Bye, Eric.
Yeah. What will get us back into other things, but she brought up some good points regarding gratitude. Yeah, I see you, Paul. I'm going to get out some thoughts first before you can bring your chaos. So to reinforce what Sunkiss was sharing, that gift of gratitude. Seriously, it's what our ego mind. There's a divine force of consciousness, of intelligence, and it creates the veils. For us to break through the veils, for us to push our consciousness beyond the patterns of the past, we've got to humble ourselves to the truth. Eric, are you participating or are you just being entertained and
I apologize. I was imitating
I
somebody.
know you were trying to promote reactions and mocking another one, and this is not the platform for mocking or thank you. Okay? Because I feel what Sunkist was saying, and I feel like what I'm offering is valuable information. Gratitude is the key to happiness, but it requires us to choose it. And here's a theory. I believe that controller, what I call God, I believe that force that controls our limits of knowledge. What I truly believe is that when we start lying, God removes our self-control. We put ourselves into a state of reactive. We're detached from reality. And the only way to come into reality is to be present with what we actually know. And the only thing we actually know is what is being experienced right now, Paul Unslave. So thank you for joining me and us in the here and now.
You just made a
where we're
completely false claim again.
Are you not in the here and now? You're not
The
joining us.
only thing we could possibly know is what we experience here right now. That's the only thing we could possibly know.
The only time you're going to think is right now. The only time you're going to remember is right
So
now. The only
so
time you're
knowledge
going to
only
imagine is
comes
right
from
now.
this moment right now, not past experiences.
Paul, right now is the only moment that exists.
He's doing the
for
thing
us.
where the only time is now. And I mean, I get it, but
The
it's a
past
little
is done.
pretentious.
This morning, it no longer exists. I
And
mean,
you still haven't learned from your past. That's why you think knowledge is only about the experience you're having right now. That's why you fail to learn day by day. That's why you're not teachable.
Not true. Only in Paul's mind is that occurring.
Right.
Because in
We
my
know.
reality,
Your reality, in your reality.
I don't know. I invited you to join me in the here and now for polite and civil discussions.
Right.
Is this real or is this unreal? Was my invitation false? Are you joining me in the here and
You
now
can't
for
have a
polite and
polite
civil
discussion
discussion?
with a person who's delusional.
You are
So
evidence of
Jack,
his
let me
word.
see if me and Paul agree on something about
No,
you.
because like he just said, it is impossible to have a conversation with those in delusions. But the two of you, never mind. Please.
Well, we're
if
like
you want to
oil and
talk
water.
about-
That's why I want to see if we agree on this. Paul, would you agree that if you've ever had like a good one-on-one or any kind of talk with Jack where you feel like you got through to him, the next day, was it like he totally Men in Black flashy thing reset?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like he does the Men in Black flashy thing every night.
Right. I heard it. I got the reference. He does the Men in Black flashy thing. It's as if you never had any conversation with him. He goes into complete cyclical regression and goes back to his old ways. And that's me. Okay. So we can never offer any. Tommy, 1 second. I'm going to finish with Tommy. Tommy, we can never offer Jack any constructive criticism because you've seen over and over again, no matter who comes up, he says it's us, not him. It's our imagination and opinion. The only thing that matters is his opinion and imagination. Join him in his reality in the now. So this is a delusional, insane person who does the same thing over and over again, getting the same results and never learns
where here listening to false narratives described about me. Yep, I'm repeating the pattern that Paul offered me yesterday and the day before. He doesn't stop his fucking loops and actually recognize that each day is new. So, Tommy, I'm not sure where you were going with that line of questioning at Paul
Just
regarding
that
me.
question. Like,
Well,
I just
I'm
want
not
to know if
sure
he
what your
felt that
point
way.
was, Paul or Tommy. It seemed like you're trying to paint a picture of me that fits the narrative in your mind. So, there's the narrative. If you guys have seen that cartoon show Finding Nemo, there's Doris the forgetful bluefish, right? Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Well, that's kind of what I see as Paul. Please, Eric.
Yeah, let me give the listening audience a little bit of a clue here.
Just
You don't
briefly,
you don't
please.
get to create a narrative off of YouTube, like talking about Sunny this because you heard a bit. You don't listen. Get it through your head. You don't get to create a narrative about anybody on this Silicon Jesus black screen. Get it through your heads. Would you agree with that? So I saw what Tommy and Paulie did right there, or trying to do.
No, we weren't doing. We
No,
didn't know we
Tommy,
were going to be
I
here.
yield.
Paul didn't know I was going to be here. I didn't know Paul was going to
Right,
be here. We were just.
right,
I was just like, hey, when I talk to
right,
Jack, I see this happen. That's not a
right.
narrative.
Tommy. Actually, I mischaracterized the Dory forgetful bluefish. That's you,
I've
dude.
never seen Finding Nemo
Well, if you
or
find
any of the
time
Harry
for
Potter movies.
entertainment, check it out, or at least look for a clip of Doris the whatever the forgetful bluefish. You'll know what I'm talking about. But here's the point. I each day for each of us, when you convince yourself to accept what is real, each night you disappear. Your consciousness leaves your form, right? So each day there is a spirit and an intelligence beyond us that reawakens us each day. There's physical and biological explanations, and there's theories to how the mind works regarding the recuperation and the reset. But the reality is, we awaken anew each day. Each day is a brand new adventure at life. This bullshit of carrying around resentments and unfinished business, Paul Unslaved, towards people.
Yeah. How are you, brother? Thanks for having me back.
I'm blessed, brother.
Are
This isn't
you?
the way I want to get along with Paul either. This is offensive that you're making us get along
That's the
to come
thing
at
is
you,
you
Jack.
like Beauchene's so inept. He doesn't realize me and Tommy are like arch enemies at this point, metaversally. We don't very
You
often
two are more
align.
alike than you think.
No,
Oh, I have
sir.
friends like Paul.
Sir, I don't
I
accept
like you,
any of
Paul.
your imaginatory narratives and characterizations that you project onto me while saying I'm projecting. I'm with clarity. I'm concise. I'm succinct. I define, I explain what I observe, what I demonstrate. The word is demonstrate.
All right, so what's the point?
The point is, I'm going to get your demon straight by the time you're done with me, and I ain't leaving, and neither is the truth or what you call God. So putting me backstage don't matter because I got a hell of a lot more will and discipline than you do.
Right, you don't have gratitude or respect for your
You're
time
not going to decide what I will have and not have. You're not in a
based
power
upon what
position.
you're saying.
You're disempowered in every arena of your life.
So
God
says
has
so says the so-called man that gets to decide everything with his big mouth. That's
Eric, you're an American who says you hate Americans when you were drunk the other night.
Shut the hell up, Paul.
So
Shut
what?
your big mouth. You
You're
can't.
not
Eric,
denying it, you infidel scum,
so
traitor.
what?
I hate
What is
rednecks.
your point? You've
Yeah,
just
there you go. More ad hominem attacks
Well,
on people who live in the South.
right.
You're a piece of
That's
garbage.
that's what you do. You've got ad
I
hominem
don't call
attacks
people
for
names like
everyone
that.
who dares come.
I
Really?
describe
I don't call
I
people names.
describe
Holy shit,
conditions. If you get
Sherlock.
out of your ego and feelings, you would ask me, Paul, what do you
If you
mean?
can shut that
Hey,
big mouth
Eric,
once in a while.
What
Eric,
do you mean by infidel? I would explain it to you. If you said, what do you mean by inept? I would explain it to you. If you said, what do you mean by delusional
Who
and
who are
deluded,
you
I would
to who are
explain it
you
to you.
to explain or dictate
There's the
anything?
there's the
Hey, good
superiority
question.
complex.
Well,
No,
I'm
no.
asking you, Paul.
Who are any of us?
Eric,
You're the one that wants to
please,
dictate
Eric,
it.
Yous
stop.
are all with the superiority complex like you're above being challenged and questioned and held accountable. I'm not doing
No,
that. No one's
Paul,
above
that
the
is you.
program.
You are the one who
It's
believes you
me
are
now, right?
above being checked, above
Challenge me and
being
question
honest.
me on something that pertains to being a man, not
Let's
acting
look
like a
at your
woman.
behavior towards me.
Here we
You're
go.
acting like a little bitch.
How am I acting like a little bitch? You keep putting me in and out and can't address anything I'm saying, cycling in your imagination and feelers. You're acting like a hoe.
Well,
I'm checking you because you're delusional.
let's think about the information you're ignoring, which is the patterns of your past behavior, trying to
You're
mock
not
me
going to
for your
diagnose me
entertainment, and you're a
ambiguously.
clown. You're showing yourself to be a
You
clown. Well,
just
you
said the
could
only
do
thing.
so much more.
I appreciate that. You seeing my potential.
I
You
do.
just contradicted yourself again because you said all that matters is this moment, and you said I won't look at my past.
The
So is
past
all that
brought
this
us to
moment
this moment. Don't be a fool.
exactly? And
See,
my
what are you trying to
results are
prove?
better than yours on every metric. Your
No, you're
wife is gone.
ignoring the
Your
results
children
in
are
front of
gone.
your
Your
face,
job is
Paul.
gone. Your money,
You're ignoring the results in
your
front of your
property.
Paul enslaved. You are ignoring the results which are right in front of you, which is a man very calm, very present,
So
very
let me ask you this,
grateful.
Jack.
What's up, Tommy?
Would I think something you don't see that you should bring up to him is the whole reason I'm demonized on his channel and pretty much
That's not my
blocked out.
problem. That's yours
No,
to
no,
deal with.
listen,
Unless you want to join me.
it's because I call him out on contradiction and the things of being
Right.
a man, and that's what he
I
gets
know.
mad at me for.
I
Like
know,
I want to
Tommy.
be the dude's friend. Like I don't hate the dude, but
Tommy, me too. But here's the point. I've tried speaking up for you. I've tried speaking up for reason, for peace, for
I've never seen you take up
resolution.
for me. I'd
And
like you to
Tommy,
timestamp that.
Tommy, here, I'm saying this publicly and honestly, clearly as I friggin' can right now. I am seeking peace. I am seeking resolve, resolution. I thought resolve and resolution between Paul enslaved and myself could lead to better things, not for me, not just for Paul, but for many other people who we might be able to help together, to help them understand that they can break free of their limiting beliefs, that they don't have to be the obedient slaves, that they don't have to be bullied and taken advantage of by people in costumes pretending to be authority.
Hey, Jack, thank you for having me back again, brother. I think we're on 7 or 8 times already.
Well, I'm about to wrap up. I was really getting towards closing words, and this has not turned out the way I'd hoped again. But I do welcome your time and attention,
You don't
Paul.
seem very calm and peaceful, as you just said. You don't seem very secure and willful and disciplined and energized and inspired to go forward. You seem pretty defeated in this moment.
Your constant ridicule and accusation do tend to wear me down.
That's
But
all it takes, you punk ass coward, is me just saying some stuff to wear you down with your will. Wow, that's a weak ass
actually,
broken
no,
will.
you're right. You're right. What wears me down is my continuing self-control, trying not to lash out, trying to be kind and
So you're
respectful.
trying to not lash out. So you're full of anger and
Is
hatred, but
there
you're
a
trying.
problem with trying? Is
Yeah,
there a
trying's
problem
what
with
happens when
trying
you
to do the
fail to
right
do.
thing?
You've not achieved full peace within yourself. So you
What
say
you
that I'm
don't
the one.
try will never be achieved, Paul. I love you, brother. Christos, did you have anything worthy to add? Because so far I'm trying to keep an open mind about you, brother, but you keep giving me reasons not to trust you as well.
Well, it shouldn't be a reason not to trust me just because I have genuine questions and I don't understand. You say that you're seeking resolve. I guess with Paul
Yeah.
and this community, but
Yeah.
doesn't it seem clear by now, like that's something that they don't want, per
Okay. So
se?
what
So
should
wouldn't it
okay,
wouldn't
so
wouldn't it
Christos,
be better
what
to
should
step
I
away?
do? What should I do? Be a little bitch, run away, pretend that this shit didn't happen?
No, just
Is
do
that what
your
I
own
should do?
thing.
I'm doing my own thing and it came to me. So Christos, I love you, brother. We are each creating our own documents and our own evidence of us at this time in history. I've chosen in my life the path that I'm planning to pursue, that I'm working towards pursuing and achieving, because this is my life to live. This is your life to live. So please set a goal beyond your imagination, set a goal beyond what others have said you could do, and believe in yourself. Okay? Stop creating these imagined limitations on yourself. Stop creating excuses and reasons to be less than honest, to be less than loving, to be less than supportive. Your job on this planet is not here to beat people down unless you are the adversary of growth, the adversary of life. And to me, the adversary of life and growth and comfort and love and truth, that adversary of the light is the darkness. The darkness we were warned of. That darkness is the limiting, insane beliefs of the human ego. I'm saying my
Hey,
last
brother,
word.
thanks for controlling yourself enough and your emotions and feelers to have me back again, brother.
Well, you are part of my story, and you've chosen what, you know what, you've chosen, and will continue to choose. And I love you, Paul Enslaved. I love you, son, Tommy, Eric. I saw Chuck in Tennessee in the chat. I love all of you who showed up to share your time, your energy, your attention with me, because that is the most valuable resource. Now, if you chose to share your time and intentions and thought patterns towards me with darkness, shame on you. But that shame is not for mine to give. What you do with you and as you, and what you do towards me or others, is between you and your creator, you and your conscience, you and your spirit. I think that's enough. This has been an interesting day. Once again, God bless you. Thank you for those who chose to participate in my life today. By God's grace and God's will, maybe we'll join each other again in the future. Till then, peace for everyone. Choose love and live without fear.